Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to learn about creating templates in AutoCAD. Now, first of all, we need to understand what is template and what exactly is the feature of using a template. Now, particularly whenever we see any drawing created in AutoCAD or generally in any particular software. So for example, let's say this is the drawing which is created. You can see how properly it is printed out. And there is a template over here, which we have also referred while making our own template. Okay, like our own title block. So there is a particular way in which we normally take a printout of our design. Not only that, we have learned AutoCAD to a certain extent now, and we want certain settings to be made permanent in AutoCAD, or let's say our company is following certain standards and I want to save those standards inside AutoCAD itself. So for that, we can create a template. And for creating a template, generally we have to save the file, okay, with all the information in it. We have to save the file in .dwt format. Okay, so that is the drawing template format. So how to do that and how to create a template, that is what we are going to understand today. For creating a template, there is no particular command like template or anything like that using which you can create a template. It is just a way you want your AutoCAD to work, okay, and you want certain things to perform in a particular way. So in that case, we create a template. Okay, now for example, what I'm doing right now is, let's say I'm starting with a new part file of AutoCAD or with a new drawing file of AutoCAD. And here, if I type anything, for example, using DT enter, I'm creating a text. Let's say this is a start point. I'm defining a height of 2, angle of 0, and here I'm typing something. Then again, even I'm creating one dimension using DAL, right? So we know there are certain ways the dimension looks. We know there are certain ways the text look. We also know how to control the way it looks, okay? We also know how to control the way it looks. For example, we know that if I want to change the text style, where exactly I need to go and change it. If I want to change the dimension style, where exactly to go and change it. But I don't want to do it every time. Like every time I start a new file, I know that I don't need a comma anytime. I need 28.02. I don't want 28,02. And I want certain type of text and certain type of style to at least present inside AutoCAD. Let's say certain layers are also to be always present inside AutoCAD. So let's say, for example, we'll start with layers. So let's say I want at least 2 layers every time. So I want a layer called object every time, and I want a layer called dimensions every time. So I'm just creating 2 layers as of now. Okay, along with that, if you need a layer called hidden line, you can also do that. So let's say I'm creating one more new layer, hidden lines. So I'm creating few layers now, and you can also change the line type, or you want certain line type to be by default loaded. So you can go to LT enter and load certain line type. For example, I want my hidden 2 line to be loaded. And here I want to use that line type, hidden 2. So I'm using it. Now everything has been already completed. For example, the object layer has been defined. The dimension layer has been defined. I can also say the color for my dimension layer to be yellow. Okay, and my hidden lines should be of a particular color. Okay, everything has been defined now. And this is something which I do every time. So I'm just creating it in one go. Similarly, I want my text style, ST enter, to be of a particular style. For example, I always want to create a text in a new style. Let's say I want to create a standard for my company. Okay, so here I'm creating a standard for my company in which I want to use this font style. Okay, not only that, I want my dimensions like D enter, and I also want to create a new dimension style which will be using certain information by default. So what I'm just doing right now is I'm just using all the settings which I have done in the past, okay, which I have already explained in the previous set of videos. So here I'm going for the baseline spacing, everything else is fine. Symbols and arrows, the size will be 2. Marking, the size will be 2, and text and everything is fine. Here I don't need a comma, I need a period. Okay, and this is how I need to define everything. Okay, similarly in text, one more thing need to be defined. I want to use this text style, CAD Cube 360 style. So this is how everything is going to look like. So here I am doing all the settings which we have learned in this 27 sessions or 26 sessions. Okay, now after completing all the settings, we also want to create our own title block, our own information. So what I can do is I can go to layout. Okay, this is something which we have covered in the previous video. Okay, how to go to layout and what layout is all about. So I'll right click on layout and choose page setup manager. Okay, now after choosing page setup manager, I'll click on modify and change, let's say, from AutoCAD to PDF. Okay, let's say high quality print, and here I'll choose A4 full bleed. Let's say ISO A4 full bleed. That is what I'm going to choose over here. Everything else is fine. I'll click OK. So now my paper size is A4. Now what I want to do is I want to create my own title block. Okay, for that I can create a rectangle. But the problem with the rectangle command is I cannot literally snap to the corner of the paper. So what I can do, the best way to get the rectangle here is by using MV enter. This is what we learned in the previous video. If I press MV enter, I have an option to create a viewport which is fitting the size of the paper. So if I click on fit, so this will create a viewport for me, which is actually the size of the paper. So now by using the viewport, I can create my rectangle. Okay, now to do that, what I'll do, I'll mark this corner using a line, and I'll mark this corner using a line, and then I can simply delete my viewport because that marking will be there. And then I can choose REC enter, rectangle command. I can specify this as my starting and this as my ending to create my rectangle. Now after this, what I can do is, after this I can use the offset command, let's say with a distance value of 4, to create an offset here inside. Okay, I can give line type, different informations. So I'm trying to replicate what we have already seen here in one of the examples which I've just shown you, like this information. Okay, so let's say if I want certain things to be by default, I'm just creating those things right away. Similarly, I want my table over here. Okay, and the table is been created in this already in the practice diagram session. So what I want is, I want this table to be present inside my layout. So how to take my table from here to the layout? Now for that, I have already created a video, a tips and tricks video, in which I have explained how to move one object from one drawing to another. But still I'll explain now. You can select the object, you can press Ctrl C, that is for copy. Okay, so not CO enter, Ctrl C copy. Then you can go to the drawing in which you need that object, and you can press Ctrl V, that is for paste. Now if you notice something, here it is pasting in this style and here it is created in this style. So you can notice a significant difference between the font. So for example, here you can see the font is different, and here you can see the font is different. It is all because here in this drawing, if I press ST enter, the standard style is following the Arial format. Okay, but in my drawing, the standard style is not following the Arial text style. So if I just change this to Arial, I need to go all the way up, and then I'll choose Arial. I'll choose apply, close, and now it is also looking in a very similar way. So this can happen if you move text between the files, if it is not following a proper text style. Now I'll move this particular block to this location, or this particular table to this location, so that it always stays in the corner. Now to see my drawing here, okay, to get my visual of the drawing here, what I can do is I can create a viewport inside. Okay, so for creating viewport, we already know the command is MV enter. Okay, and I can go to this option. This is something new, polygonal option. Now if I click on polygonal option, I can create a viewport randomly like this. Okay, I need to press enter after that. So just give me a moment. Polygonal. I'm just randomly creating a viewport like this. Okay, enter. Now this corner is going to go here. This corner is going to go here. This corner is going to go here. This corner here. This one over here, and this one over here. Now just to explain you what is viewport, I create few circles here, and if I go to my layout, you can see the circles are visible inside this viewport. Only thing is, by using the polygonal command, I have just created a viewport which is of rough shape. So to make it proper shaped, I can just click on this corner and place it here. I can click on this corner and place it here. Now why I created it initially smaller, just to show you. You can also create a polygonal viewport directly clicking on these points. No problem. But this is a better way to explain. Okay, so now I have a viewport which is looking somewhat like this. So if I double click inside my viewport, you can see it is not going over my drawing or over my table. My table is separate because the viewport size is somewhat like this. Okay, so I can take a printout now in this format. Okay, so this is how I can create my template. Now once my template creation is done, okay, once my template creation is done, I have to make sure there is no drawing present inside my template. Okay, then what I need to do is I need to go to save as. Okay, I cannot simply click on save. I need to click on save as, and here I will choose AutoCAD drawing template. Okay, AutoCAD drawing template, that is DWT in a format. Now it will by default take me to the default template location, and where in which I can save my own my own template. Let's say CAD Cube 360. I can save my template. If I want to give any description, I can do that, and I can click OK. Now next time when I start a drawing in AutoCAD, for example, already you know what template I have created. So next time when I click on new, rather than choosing metric over here, I can choose this option called from or use a template, and I can choose my own template which I have created, and I can click OK. The benefit of using this template is you already know the layers are present. We already know the text style is present. We even know the dimension style is present. Okay, so all my dimensions, all my text are going to look correct. Okay, or will follow a particular standard. See, the dimension is following a proper standard. Along with that, you can see layout 1 is also present. Okay, so whenever you draw something over here, for example, I'll just move one of the drawing from here to this window, and to do that, again, I'll repeat the same thing. I'll select this, I'll say Ctrl C, that is copy. I'll go to this drawing, Ctrl V, paste. Okay, I'll go to layers and I'll change the dimension layer, let's say this one, to blue, because I know it's not going to come in the printout. I'm going to layout. Here I'll double click. I'll fit this to the screen, somewhat like this. And now if I take a printout, this is going to look much better. So I'll say continue with a single plot. Already things are defined. I just need to click OK and specify the location where I want to save it. So this is how the template will come. Okay. Now I want you to comment in the comment section below why the table is not coming. Okay, in the print. In the next session, in the next video, I'll give you the solution for this. Okay, why the table is not coming, because this we have faced in the previous video. Okay, similar problem. So I want you to tell me in the comment section below why the table is not coming in the printout. Okay, now along with that, there will be an assignment for you, the final assignment. And in the final assignment, what you have to do is you have to create a template somewhat like this. So you have to create a file, okay, which will be a template in which you have to create a proper borders and everything. You have to write some text over here, and this is how your template should look like. Okay, I'm not worried with how exactly you need to perform your table and styling related part, or how you can do it. You can name your company as well over here, and then you have to take a printout using the template. Okay, now in the next session, the final session of AutoCAD, we will be completing this assignment. Okay, and I'll be guiding you through the process again of creating a template, especially this kind of an assignment. Okay, so I hope you understood everything properly, and I hope everything is clear. Have a great day.